Let me be your nerd. Let me be your nerd now. I say it, baby, 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 baby.
What the hell was that?
Welcome to the Grizzled Geek Podcast, episode 75. I'm Mike.
Hey, I'm Doug.
And we're here. Again, without Kirsten this time. She is getting some ink done.
Yeah.
So, hopefully she gets her 13 instead of a 31. See, she's going to be all tatted out and badass when she comes back. But, yeah, we're, normally, guys, this is your one-stop shop, weekly stop for all your geek news, told to you through the lens of two middle-aged nerds and, usually a millennial. Last couple weeks, though, you've just been getting the crusty old guy's take on stuff. But,
Yeah.
Kirsten will be back, guys. So, welcome. There is a lot of you listening to this podcast. We've got a steady stream of listeners through our various podcast places like Deezer and Spotify, the two big ones, but we're getting quite a few in there. Quite a steady stream of them coming in, and we want to appreciate all you guys joining us here on Friday nights, where we do this live. But we got some news. We got some news to go over today. A little bit before we jump into to the actual geek news here, guys. A couple things, stories we want to talk about here. One, a good friend of ours, a brother from another podcast, Corban Ford, aka the Comic Book Barbarian, who's been a guest on this podcast. He's a member of the Absolute Geek podcast over there on Tales from the Flip Side. You've seen him on pretty much. He's a regular in the Phoenix geek community of podcasts and whatnot. He kind of needs our help today, guys. This last week, him and his brothers were the victims of some random violence. They were playing basketball at a local park when three guys approached them, asked them where they're from, and then started shooting at them.
Oh, wow.
And then they ran off. So Corban, he's with three of his brothers. One of his little brothers got hit in the leg, and he's currently in the hospital now. Corban and Adonis and those guys, I believe they're okay. But, there's a GoFundMe to help him out. That'll be below. And the information down below here is a link to the GoFundMe page if you can help out. There's also a link on our Facebook page. And we wish him well. He is one of the nicest guys we've met out here doing all this podcast stuff. So you can use our help, guys. So if you're going to go support a brother from another podcast over there, we really appreciate it. Also, we got some other news here. We've been saying we're going to be part of a podcast convention, PodVCon Spring Break, which is coming up March 12th. So basically the show after next, I believe that's when it is. I should probably look at a calendar before I announce these things. Yes, show after next.
2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from now. The show will be on the Spring Break PodVCon.
Yeah.
So, along with a bunch of other creatives from around the world doing podcasts all over the place. So, you can watch it. You don't have to do anything special. It's going to be right here on YouTube. It'll be streamed on Twitch and Facebook, just like we're doing right now. We actually have, we're streaming right now live to Twitch and Facebook. And it'll be streamed through their app on their page as well, right? So, we're going to have a much wider audience. We're part of the big convention, so come check us out. Support us, because we'll be celebrating on the 12th our 1 million views. Guys, we are less than 10,000 views away. 9,000, just a little over 9,000 views. We'll hit that next week. Definitely. So that will be our look back. We'll try and get some guests on here. We'll have a look back at our 4 years. Dogs are excited about it. So it'll be a very special episode, guys. I hope you join us there. And if you want to help us get there sooner, please come check out some of our other videos. Check out some of our old podcasts if you haven't. And that's what we'll be doing there. So that's the big update.
Cool.
Almost to 1 million. We'll be there. The our convention episode in 2 weeks will be our 1 million view episode. So super excited about that. All right, Doug. Yeah. So what's been going on with you, man? Anything exciting?
Yeah. Let's see. I put together Lord Croak.
Oh, nice.
So have him upside down because I was gluing a magnet to his base, but he's actually probably dry. Found out today that we are for the I don't know the wording they used, but we are indefinitely work from home. So
nice.
It's basically as long as productivity stays up, we will be working from home. We may have to go in for the occasional meeting or, like department-wide meetings or something like that, but otherwise, work from home. Yeah.
I'm really hoping my job pulls the trigger on that as well, because
it's nice.
Super excited to work from home, to continue working from home as it is.
Right, yeah.
But
yeah, I'm coming up on a year. St. Patty's Day was like the last day in the office for us, I think, last year. So pretty close to a year to the day here. So that was nice. That's about it. This was kind of a boring week. I was sick yesterday, so I slept almost the entire day.
Nice.
I wasn't sick. I had allergies super bad.
I was sore.
I could barely breathe.
My shoulder is still a little sore, weird, but it's because I don't know if you can see this or not, but I got my little vaccination sticker.
Nice.
So I am one step closer to being immortal.
Round one?
Immune to one more thing. Round one.
Yeah.
Second round will be St. Patrick's Day.
Nice.
17th. So
that's cool.
After that, we can, you'll be vaccinated. I'll be vaccinated.
Today is my 2 weeks since I got dose 2, so nice. I'm immortal now.
You're immortal now? See?
Yeah, apparently.
We're able to hang out again, Doug. It would be weird. Yeah. Like, actually, everybody in my family got, except for James, my son, because he's, the healthy one. I said, oh, you're healthy, so guess what? Because he also has to leave his room in order to get, COVID, so I don't think he's in any danger, too.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, vaccinated. Nice. I'm part of the guinea pig group.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. We'll see if I get some kind of cool mutations from this. Cool superpowers. That'd be exciting.
Can you irradiate that dose first?
Yeah, throw it in the microwave for a bit and see what happens. Nothing. It does nothing for you. It doesn't even help. It's COVID after that.
Yes.
All right, guys. So let's talk about Spider-Man, our first story here. So Spider-Man No Way Home is the official title of Spider-Man, and it was teased before the release of the official title this week. The stars Tom Holland, Zendaya, and Jacob Bartolo, they all kind of tweeted out a version. They're like, "Oh, this is the official title is this, right?" Like one of them was Spider-Man, Phone Home, Spider-Man Home Wrecker, Spider-Man,
Home Slice was the third.
Home Slice was the third one, yeah. So it was they were all have these different fake titles with but it settled down, No Way Home. Yeah. But a lot of people are speculating that the tease of the multiple titles was kind of a tease towards the Spiderverse that everybody's kind of talking about. This movie. I think it was. Does it hold any water, Doug?
No, I'm not saying that this isn't a multiverse movie because you notice. I don't want to jump ahead of the rest of your story, but I don't actually even think that the No Way Home means anything in particular other than they're keeping the home. All of them sort of point to the story, like Homecoming was, it's this high school drama with the, they
literally had a homecoming dance
with the girl. Yeah, there's a homecoming dance and a girl he liked and stuff like that. Far From Home, he was out of the country. That's the only thing it really signaled. And I think No Way Home just signals the he's going to be on the run for a lot of
Right.
it, for a lot of it. So I think that's all those things mean.
Right. I mean, I think the teasing, what people are saying, not necessarily the name they landed on, but the fact that they teased multiple names, kind of.
I think that was just
playing around. I think so too.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are like, well, does that mean, is it kind of like a tease towards the multiverse? Which,
I mean, that's you could say that's an easy plug because we know the multiverse is coming. So
yeah,
sure. And we have a pretty good idea that Doctor Strange is going to be in this one. So yeah, it probably has something to do with the multiverse, considering Multiverse of Madness and everything that's going on with WandaVision. So sure, that's a good bet, but I don't think the names mean anything.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So, yeah.
All right. Fair enough. But other things about this movie, because they've been doing some press, even though this movie doesn't come out till Christmas of this year, right? Exclusively in theaters. They've made that clear. Hell or high water, this one's going into theaters.
All right, cool.
This is Tom Holland's last movie under contract, right? As Spider-Man. However, he says he's up to, in a heartbeat, he's up to playing Spider-Man again. He did say as long as the core team is in place, right? And he said that the director is part of the Spider-Man family at this point. Mm-hmm. He want the same director and same group of people back. He also doesn't think that which was kind of a weird kind of side story, but he also doesn't think that there's any danger with of a fallout between Sony and Marvel like there was 2 years ago. He says that both sides are very happy with the current arrangements.
That's good.
So I don't think he'd be saying something like that unless he knew for a fact that this was going to continue on.
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure he'll be back.
Yeah, and I'm sure that if they have entered negotiations to keep him on, to get him a new contract, that's probably something he asked. He's like, "Hey, is this going to fall through with Sony pulls the plug?" And they're like, "No, everything's good.
It's all good. Don't worry."
Yeah. So,
in all this press tour he's kind of doing now, he's also addressed again. It's the second time he's done this. The rumors of Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire joining the cast, and says they are not on set. He's like, I've heard this a lot. I get asked this all the time. I can tell you guys right now, they are not on the set. Is what he said.
Which means they've either already filmed their parts or haven't filmed it yet,
right?
And aren't there right at the moment. So.
Exactly. But the way the wording, he's very careful now after letting stuff slip from prior movies. He's very careful about what he says.
Although that does tell you, in my opinion, that if he is being genuine,
they're not a major part.
If they are there, it will be a quick cameo, not a team up like the Spiderverse movie. Yeah. So
he did say that there is a fight scene that they got through filming that took 28 days to film. It was like one of the spectacular. He says this fight scene is a mind-blowing fight scene. It took 28 days to film. That they just finished, and he can't wait for people to see. So
that's cool.
Yeah. Wow. So, and also one last little tidbit from all these interviews with him. He's a big WandaVision fan, much like the rest of us. So, basically, the cast, while they're filming, that's what they discuss their theories on Saturdays. So they quit early filming on Fridays to go see to watch it together, and then they have that's the big discussion over the weekend.
Nice.
What's going on with WandaVision? So, yeah,
that's cool.
It's awesome. I think he's the first Marvel person outside of that I've heard openly. I mean, I've heard people praise it, but not discuss it or whatnot. I'm kind of curious. They'll probably not say anything because they don't want to spoil anything if anybody knows anything.
Right. Yeah.
But all right, there you have it, folks. Spider-Man. It's not Spider-Man homies. This was my hope when everything was going around. So, Spider-Man, No Way Home.
Yep, cool. Well, let's talk some Disney Plus news. And I'm tempted to read this the way Mike types it because it would be pretty funny. All right, but we got a lot of new.
You're my autocorrect, Doug. You're my autocorrect. You gotta.
Yeah. We got some announced new programming release dates through the summer. So after WandaVision ends next week, Mike wants to see Falcone and the
Falcon.
Winter Soldier, but I think it's going to be Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I'm pretty sure it's Falcon.
On March 19th, which we already knew.
Yep.
So just a couple of weeks, 2.5 weeks away? 3 weeks away? Yeah, 3 weeks away. Yeah. It seems like it should be sooner than that, but all right.
Yeah.
Then we've got season 2 of High School Musical, the series, and that will premiere on May 14th on Disney Plus. Zenimation will return for season 2 on June 11th. I don't know what that is. So
you don't know what Zenimation is?
No.
You're the big Disney person. I figured you would know.
Yeah. I pretty much stick to the like the documentaries and the Marvel and DC or Marvel and Star Wars stuff. So
because we're old folks, when you're more excited about documentaries, then it's
there's some cool ones.
Yeah.
The Mighty Ducks Game Changers will premiere March 26th. April 16th, we'll see the launch of Big Shot, which I'm not sure what that is. And less than a month later, we will get the premiere of The Bad Batch on May the 4th.
May the 4th
which is good.
With you.
Makes sense. Sorry. Marvel's Loki will then follow on June 11th, which means coming out unless Bad Batch is short, it'll be coming out before Bad Batch actually even ends. And then we've got the Mysterious Benedict Society, which I've not heard anything about.
So I wouldn't be surprised if it comes out before Bad Batch ends, only because I think they shuffle things around to make sure it came out on May 4th, right? It wasn't like playing it out like that. They're like, no, we got to have this on May 4th.
Yeah,
because it's,
sure.
Yes,
the Mysterious Benedict Society comes out June 25th. And July, we'll see 3 new series hit the platform. Monsters at Work on July 2nd, Turner and Hooch on July 16th, and Chippendale Park Life on July 23rd.
Yeah. Monsters at Work is a Monsters, Inc.
Yeah, I assume series. That would be.
Yeah. Turner and Hooch, that's surprising.
Yeah, so they got a little
sure
Turner
Tom
and
Hanks
Hooch
is not
reboot.
gonna be, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's not going to have Tom Hanks in it, but...
Yeah, probably not. So we still need release dates for the rest of the year, so it looks like this is just going through their Q3, I guess, I think that is for them.
Yeah. Although this is the most they've announced actual release dates for since the streaming service started.
Oh,
right?
That's
like
true.
One or two things.
Well, I think they're ramping up at this point. There's kind of an exponential dump of new stuff coming out.
Right.
So, in the beginning it was like this thing, and then this thing.
Yeah, the Mandalorian.
And there's some other stuff on the sides, but But now it's like, wow, all of this stuff is coming.
It's all there.
But post-summer, we still need a Book of Boba Fett release date, Miss Marvel, Hawkeye, Marvel's What If, Doug Days, Night at the Museum, Kamun-Ra Rises Again. Is that going to be a show or a movie?
It's a live-action TV series.
Oh, nice. That could be cool. Yep. I like Night at the Museum stuff. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was. Those were good movies.
Doogie Howser MD reboot, which I'm not sure what I think about that. But I mean, I watched Doogie Howser when I was a kid.
Right.
And I liked it, but all right, I guess maybe it's not. I'm not the audience, so there'll be a Diary of the Wimpy Kid series, and I'm assuming this is a second season because Pixar Popcorn actually already is out, so I'm assuming this is going to be a second season of it. I mean, they are literally, when they say Pixar shorts, we're talking less than 3 minutes generally. Some of them are less than a minute, I think, but they are very short. Yeah, you can watch them real quick. Like one of them was Buzz Lightyear trying to teach the other toys to work out. And then each thing he tried to demonstrate, he looked at exactly the wrong person to do that. Like he tried to show Rex how to do push-ups or something.
Nice. That the Doug Days is a Up spin-off series.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Doug the dog.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I wonder if it'll have either of the other two characters in it at all, or if it's just the dog.
I don't know.
But
the dog can talk, so
he
can have his own adventures, start his own show. So Yeah,
So
I mean, so this
lots
is a
coming out.
huge dump of when they went from the first year out, they had the Mandalorian,
Mm-hmm.
and then Mulan, and then a handful of documentaries and stuff like that as original stuff, right?
Yeah.
Now there's like a huge dump of original series and stuff like that this year.
Yeah, I think year one was let's get the adults excited to have this.
Yeah.
And then year two is let's give the kids everything they want to make sure the parents keep it.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're seeing here.
And
you keep going with a good smattering of Star Wars and Marvel and things like that to keep the adults happy and bring in extra subscribers. So especially as the word gets around at how good WandaVision is, how good The Mandalorian is, it's just going to pull. Oh, and there's another Star Wars thing, and there's another Marvel thing. Cool, I'm in.
Yeah.
So I think Disney's doing a good job here.
So another thing I was going to mention with the Disney Plus here is that WandaVision, which started off kind of slow. It never had bad numbers. It was a lot of people watching it, right? But it kind of started off like people going, "What is this?" kind of thing. To the last 2 episodes, from what I understand, were kind of up there with like Mandalorian viewing numbers, right? So it built, cool. Yeah. And like I said, if you give it a chance, it's going to get you to where you want to go, that series. So Doug and I will be reacting to that after this, after we film this. So we haven't seen the latest episode yet. So, all right. So what are you excited about on Disney Plus? Besides obviously Falcon and Winter Soldier and Loki. I think Loki is probably my next most anticipated one, I think, for me.
No, I'm really looking forward to Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I like both of those characters. I'm a big Winter Soldier fan, so
yeah.
I'm excited about that. The previews have gotten me more hyped for the Bad Batch than I initially was when I saw it, because their episodes in season 7 were okay, but not great.
Yeah,
but what they've shown us is the sneaks of it. I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty excited about it.
And it's going to be a who's who of Clone War characters in there with them. You know what I mean? They won't be like main characters, but they'll,
Yeah, I'm curious to see
even ones that weren't in there, like Fennec Shand is going to be in it. So
yeah,
I'm excited about it.
Yep. So those are probably the 2 highest on my list right now.
I can't. But it's hard for me to say because I want to see Loki really bad. I want to see Falcon and Winter Soldier really bad. Book of Boba Fett, I'm super excited about. The Hawkeye series, the more I hear about it.
All right, other than Star Wars and Marvel, what are you super excited about from this list? Or is there anything that really grabs you here?
Outside of those, I don't know. I don't know if I'm excited, but I'm very curious about a couple things. Like, I'm curious about the Turner and Hooch series. I'm curious about Doogie Howser MD reboot, right? I'm curious about the Night of the Museum thing.
Night of the Museum got me kind of like,
the Pixar Doug days, I'm kind of curious about that. I'm curious about the Mighty Ducks because I love those movies, and Emilio Estevez is coming back for this one. So, kind of curious about that. But yeah, I don't know. I will say this: there's far more on this list, and I'm going to check out Chip and Dale Park Life and Monsters at Work. Right? I'm going to watch them. So
yeah,
I will say there's a lot more to have me. I was a Disney Plus fan before, right? Just for the Marvel stuff and the Star Wars stuff alone, and the other stuff was just kind of like cool add-on stuff, right? Like all these documentaries and whatnot are cool, but this has got a lot more outside of that I'm like, okay, I'll watch that, as opposed to me using Disney Plus for Star Wars, Marvel, and the occasional watching of a movie that an older movie. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. A lot of good stuff coming out, and now they're getting up there. They got a long way to go before they get hit Netflix level of original content. But of course, they'd have to. Anyone would have to. Yeah,
and well, I don't know that that's the goal you should be shooting for. Let's just shotgun out a ton of stuff, and then even the stuff that's really good, cancel it after 3 or 4 seasons and move on to another shotgun blast of stuff.
Yeah, that is true. So
I like Disney's like, let's find things that we can really sink our teeth into, get those people under long-term contracts, and build something long-lasting. I like that. I like that. And so I hope they keep going that direction.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they need to build it up and just keep it going. I mean, having these good series. I mean, Netflix has some, right? Like, I mean, Stranger Things and Witcher, and they got some good series out there that are ongoing. But I don't know. We will see. All right, guys. I'm going to cover our next group that normally Thurston handles, but it's our Weeb World.
Weeb World, Weeb World.
You got to play that, otherwise it doesn't feel like Weeb World, right? Okay, so first story up in Weeb World is Kirsten was telling us about December. Demon Slayer, the movie Mugen Train, surpassed Spirited Away as the highest grossing film in Japan, and now it's passed Spirited Away as the highest grossing Japanese movie worldwide, which was expected. But what makes this impressive is it is the highest grossing Japanese movie worldwide. It surpassed Spirited Away, and it hasn't been released in North America, Europe, or Australia yet. So it beat Spirited Away just in Asia. So,
Wow.
So that's that. I'm like, I don't know anything about Demon Slayer. I need to, check this out, because if it's, I like Spirited Away, right? I can see a movie like that having, lasted as long as it did and being as high as grossing as it is. For this to come in and just like sweep that thing away in this short of time, in this short of release area, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I might have to check it out. So, and also just to touch on really quick, they also had the Crunchyroll Anime Awards happen last week, and we're just gonna give you 3 of the big winners here, just real quick. I'm just gonna go over them real quick because Kirsten's not here to discuss these. So, best animation went to Keep Your Hands Off, Izuken. The best fight scene went to Deku versus Overhaul for My Hero Academia Season 4. And Anime of the Year was a surprise. It went to a brand new anime this year, Jujutsu Kaisen. So that was the big winner. That was the one that took everybody by surprise, getting the top award. I've not seen any of those. So, other than Season 1 of My Hero Academia.
We're so far behind.
But, yeah. There you have it.
Cool.
World, guys. And now, on to our next area. Boom. Nerd Nugget time. Doug, I know this is your favorite part of the day, when we get to talk about Nerd Nuggets, our small stories, our geek bites.
You need to have James do a better intro for that.
You have a better intro?
For the Nerd Nuggets. Nerd Nuggets. Some kind of like
with like
punk
an
song.
electric guitar out. And, yeah, like you did for our opening. All right, first story, something I'm excited about, which I don't know why, but the MODOK series from Hulu will premiere May 21st. It's an adult stop-motion animated series starring Patton Oswalt as the titular megalomaniac villain, and it looks amazing. Apparently, he's driven AIM into the ground to a point where he gets fired from AIM, basically. And he's has his family troubles, right? He's trying to maintain a family life with his wife and 2 kids. His daughter, of which looks like him, like a giant head floating around. So he's trying to keep his family together, and he just lost his job, and it's Patton Oswalt. And he's trying to realize his dream of world domination. So it's amazing. The trailer is amazing, and it shows him like fighting SHIELD agents. And it's just it's everything you possibly want in a MODOK animated series. And the fact that it's stop motion kind of adds an extra level for me. I'm like, okay, I gotta,
Yeah.
I gotta check this out. So
Nice.
yeah, I'm excited about that. I can't lie.
Cool. All right, WB, or that is Warner Brother, not WB TV, has teamed up with J.J. Abrams' production company. Was it Bad Robot? Yeah.
Yeah, robot.
For a new Superman story. The new Superman will be written by Ta-Nehisi, I think.
Tanisi? I don't know.
I think it's Ta-Nehisi.
Tanisi.
It's a reboot. And apparently it's been updated. The story has been updated. This is going to be a black Superman story, and the studio's looking for a black actor to play the new Man of Steel. No word on whether this will replace Henry Cavill or be an alternate universe movie like Joker or the Batman, which wouldn't surprise me, because that seems to be the way Warner Brothers is going. Is let's just get big names onto big projects,
do
and
these one-off movies that are not part of a connected universe.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, yeah, whatever. They're just not
which I'm
connected
fine with.
This. Yeah, let's just.
If they're going to do this, I think.
I wish they'd put an Elseworlds tag on it.
Yes.
And just go to town. Do whatever you want. I'm fine with it.
Then you get as wild with it as you wanted to, right? And then you're like, okay, yeah, I'm down for watching those Elseworlds, because I really don't want them to replace Henry Cavill. Right, I want Henry Cavill to have a good Superman.
Yeah, if they're gonna be going along with Justice League type stuff, I'd like to see Henry Cavill come back.
Yeah. And if they're gonna do this, wasn't Michael B. Jordan wanted this role?
Maybe.
I think it was something saying like he'd like to play a black Superman. I'm like, yeah.
Okay.
I'm down with that. Let's check that out, because
I will watch Michael B. Jordan in any superhero type thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily a guy who goes to see lots of dramatic movies. Mm-hmm. So I miss a lot of the stuff he does outside of the action superhero kind of genre. But yeah, if he wants to do Creed,
right?
Yeah, true. So,
he's great. I mean, I think it was a superhero movie that was it Chronicle? Was that little found footage superhero indie film? Was the first time I ever saw him.
Oh yeah,
and that was awesome. I mean, I loved him in that. So I was like, all right, I'm down for him playing whatever. But yeah, I believe, if I remember right, he was saying something about he wanted to, he'd be interested in playing Superman if it ever happened, and I hope it happens. So, but I also hope it does stick with this alternate universe, and I agree with you, Doug. They should tag it Elseworld.
They should tag a lot of go back and put it on Joker and stuff like that, and just I don't know. They probably are not going to, but I think it would be cool, and it would be a nod to the fans of the comics who are like, oh yeah, Elseworld, sweet. So,
all right, Doug, we're going to swap these next few stories real quick.
Oh, okay.
So we got our first look at Netflix HeMan in a Master Universe CGI series with some promo art and some toys, right? And I'm going to take a look at the toys here. Let me pull it up, the image here. And it's weird because the toys don't match the promo art that we got. So let me show you what I'm talking about here.
Okay.
Let me pull it up here. Okay. So this is the promo art they have for this.
Holy! I hope that's raw footage.
Yeah.
Because that is awful.
It is CGI, right? And this series is basically a retelling of the classics He-Man and Master Universe story.
Okay.
Right? And then here's a look at the toys, though. The toys look more like the classic Master Universe, right? And the logo's even different. So some are speculating whether or not this could be the toys, anyway, from the Kevin Smith Masters of the Universe show that he's working on. Because it's a different thing. There's two different ones going on, right? There's the CGI animated one from Netflix, which is basically a retelling of the old stories or updating of the old stories. Mm-hmm. And then there's the Kevin Smith one, which is basically a continuation of the old series.
Got it.
So, which would make sense that the characters would look more like the old ones.
Sure. Yeah.
Because this is completely different than this,
Yeah.
right? Look at the sword.
Oh my gosh, that looks so awful.
Yeah, I'm not really interested in this one. I'm very, very curious about the Kevin Smith one, but this one I'm just kind of like, yeah, not really. That's not really doing anything for me.
Oh, so dumb looking.
Yeah, and the Kevin Smith one is, it's what is Revelations, Master of the Universe Revelations is what the name of it is.
Okay.
So the toys are labeled He-Man and the Master of the Universe, but the logo looks different than the one on the CGI promo art, right? So I don't know whether they're mixed up because they got these two coming out at the same time. Or
yeah, that is kind of weird.
You know what the deal is, but yeah, I definitely like the look of the toys. I do not like the CGI animation for the other,
right?
Or the promo. So hopefully, when it comes out, it looks more like the toys. But anyway,
guess we shall see. All right, Warner Brothers is not only working on Wonder Woman 3, but a spin-off series about the Amazons as well. Connie Nielsen, Hippolyta, is involved, and it is said to be a prequel and a sequel to Wonder Woman, involving several timelines. That actually sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the coolest parts about any of those movies.
Right.
And even Justice League was the Amazon part of it. Right?
Although I got to say that it was out of place in Wonder Woman 2. In 1984, I wasn't a fan.
That movie was just a big
it was
jumble of decent ideas that poorly executed. So, yeah. But and
did you watch the Hizzy for it?
Yeah. Yes.
Had some great stuff.
Ended. Yeah, it actually was. I'm excited about this because Connie Nielsen's involved in it, right? So they actually have. If it was going to be
right. Oh man, I hope they get
Robin Wright
on there as well, because man, she is a super cool character.
She is
in those. I would really like to see her story continue.
Yeah,
or especially in the the prequel parts of it.
Yeah, exactly. When I heard of this, they're doing this. I'm kind of like, I don't know about this because it's not,
Yeah, it's a series. What are they gonna put it on? That would be HBO Max.
HBO Max, yeah. HBO Max.
Well, I mean, hopefully they're willing to put money behind it then.
Yeah.
If they're trying to, pump up their subscriptions on that service and keep people interested.
Yeah.
They need to cut their price in half if they want to keep people in.
Agreed. Okay. All right. There's another good story. Another Superman story. CW's Superman and Lois series. It looks to be a hit. All right, which is I was hoping for here. I've not been able to watch it yet, but I'm going to soon here. It scored 8.5 out of 10 on both IMDb and IGN, and it has an 88% on Rotten Tomatoes. It scored in the top Tuesday ratings and gave CW a 2-year audience high on its debut. And they've not had this kind of numbers for CW since the Crisis crossover 2 years ago, which was the last time we saw this version of Superman. Right? And it kind of set up this series.
Right.
So, from what I understand, hey, Charlie Tango, welcome. From what I understand, for some reason, Lois and Clark have to go to Smallville. Basically, they get out of the city or some kind of threat or whatever's going on, so they have to, or something happens and they have to lay low. So they're spending time back in Smallville with their kids, their 2 sons, teenage sons, and there's basically the drama about them learning about their father being Superman, and they run into Lana Lang and her husband, and their daughter hangs out with the boys. So it's like a family drama thing, right? But it works. And the first episode pays homage to Action Comics #1 in a pretty awesome way. Let me pull that up here real quick. I want to show you guys. That is not it. I should probably label these when I save them.
Yes, you should.
Okay, here we go. So there's a scene where he saves, where he's setting down it's a vehicle that looks just like the cover of Action Comics #1, the first appearance of Superman.
Yeah.
So he's even a PT Cruiser, which is kind of a retro design vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Which looks like the old,
that's cool,
30s vehicle that he was setting down in the cover. So yeah, pretty awesome. And he's wearing a different. I haven't seen it yet, but he's wearing a different suit in this one. He's wearing one that's like still got the red shorts, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not the darker blue because the suit he wears from all the promos in this new series is like the darker blue suit that looks more akin to Henry Cavill's outfit.
Okay.
But it's like, see, for this retro shot, he's wearing like a retro colored suit.
Nice.
So, yeah. So I don't know where this comes in the series, but I thought it was just a cool little nod to the Action Comics #1. This, I mean, I'm glad this is good. I was kind of like, well, this could go either way. CW shows have kind of gone downhill in the last few years, and I know the new Batwoman ratings kind of like fell off a cliff this second season. So, but it's good to see these kind of ratings for a Superman show.
Yep.
So kind of like I'm maybe return to the CW glory of old.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yes, plenty of PT Cruisers to bang around.
Yeah.
Okay, there we have.
All right, this one kind of has me interested. Amazon Prime is currently working with Paramount Television Studios to develop a live-action G.I. Joe series centered on Lady J. Eric Olson will serve as creator and showrunner. He was showrunner for Netflix Daredevil Season 3. It is unclear if Adrienne Palicki from The Orville, John Wick, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. will reprise her role for this. I hope she does.
Yeah.
And I hope it focuses on like the more secretive, like special
like
ops, spy version of, like a covert version of Joe, rather than, like the old cartoon where it's just like, oh, they're just out battling it out, battling terrorists out in the open, versus, make them more secretive and, like special ops.
Yeah.
And you can focus on her and, Snake Eyes and a couple other characters. I
hope it's Adriana Palicki. I hope she gets
Scarlet,
this role because she was great in the role in the G.I. Joe movie, and she's failed to launch so many cool TV series. Right? She filmed a Wonder Woman pilot that never saw the light of day. Right? So she was going to be Wonder Woman. She was going to be have her own Mockingbird spinoff series. She played Mockingbird in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and that fell through. Right? I'd really like her to get this, and it would be a cool series because it could focus on her character, but they could introduce several of the Joes that you wouldn't spend time on in a movie in the background, or like for an episode or two, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. True.
So they could have your fan favorite G.I. Joes show up from time to time for an episode or whatever, a little cameo or here and there, and not have to, worry about, okay, well, they're never going to put Shipwreck in a movie. Right?
Yeah.
But it would be cool if they had an episode with Shipwreck on it.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
So I think this is the way to go. I like the idea, and yeah, I really would hope she gets it. So it's my 2 cents there.
Cool.
Okay. Is Henry Cavill working on a Mass Effect project, or going to be working on a Mass Effect project? Well, it's a good question. He's kind of teased that he might be. So he put out a picture of him in Witcher wardrobe, getting his wig put on in a trailer. So he's clearly filming Witcher, and he's reading a script, and the words on it are all blurred out. Right? There's all kind of out of focus, so you can't read the words in the script. And the caption is "Secret Project" or just a handful of papers with random words on it. Guess you have to wait and see. Happy Hump Day, all right. So this came out Wednesday. But internet sleuths, who are always good at this, you don't want to leak anything put any kind of picture on there people are gonna find a way to, find a way to get through this. So they've kind of cleared up the picture, and they've clearly found there's several words on there that they've actually made out on the blurred images, and those words are Cerebus, Reaper, Geth, and Talizora. So if you're not a Mass Effect fan, that doesn't mean anything to you guys. But if you're a Mass Effect fan, those words mean that Henry Cavill could possibly be playing Shepard, maybe?
Unless this is voice acting for DLC for the new update. That's what I'm thinking, is they're doing the update to the whatever 4K or bringing up the all of them into kind of a new punched up version. But it would be great if as part of that release we get a little extra DLC, and maybe he's playing like a new character you can go on bonus side quests for.
That would be cool.
And integrate him into your crew.
Yeah, maybe it's a pipe dream to think about an actual live action
Mass
Effect project.
Mass Effect.
Come on, tell me that wouldn't.
Yeah, the problem with action Mass Effect is problem with anything is it's pretty there's so much open to where you could go this direction or that direction, although you open yourself up to fans being mad. My Shepard never made that decision.
Yeah, no, sorry, you gotta. It's kind of like Revan, right? I mean, you play as Revan in those old games, right? But then they have a standardized Revan storyline, and you're like, with decisions you may not have made.
Yeah.
When he's a secondary character in like the later games, and you're like, okay, well, that's just a character. You got to get over it. And it's a game. You can either not have choices in the game, or you can have choices in the game, and then when it translates onto the movie or whatever kind of
Yeah, I think it's more likely that it's voice acting for DLC.
Voice acting for the game. Fair enough. Could be either way. Anything new Mass Effect, I'm excited about. As long as it doesn't have the Andromeda name on it, I'm good. But the fact that it has Talizora in there, right? I'm like, okay. Part of the reason why Andromeda wasn't as good, because they didn't have
any of those names.
Yeah. All right. And last, I want to discuss something with you, Doug, that I don't have on here, but I'm going to discuss it with you.
Okay. Fire away.
Talk about Warhammer 40K is our tabletop miniature game that we play. Well,
yeah, one of them.
Yeah. And Magic the Gathering is a game that we also had played in the past.
Right.
In fact, we played Magic the Gathering before it even came out.
Yeah.
Right? We actually got demos of the alpha decks at a gaming convention before they actually were released. Yeah. And then when they were released, we got our first beta decks.
Right.
Old black border Magic cards. That's how old we are, guys. We're old.
Yep.
And as a side note, I am packing up. We're moving here in this next month here. I have sold my entire Magic the Gathering collection, I think 2 or 3 times, right?
Yeah.
Yet I have so many Magic cards that I'm moving. I'm like, how do I still have this many Magic cards? Because I've, get rid of the collection, buy back into it, get rid of the collection, buy back into it. I haven't played in years, but every once in a while, I'll get that urge where you're like,
Yeah.
Maybe. No. But the reason we're bringing this up is the fact that there's an unholy alliance happening here where Magic the Gathering is putting out a set focused on Warhammer 40K. And I don't know how I feel about this. Is it a chocolate in my peanut butter kind of situation? Or is this just wrong? I mean, I don't know how I feel about this, because while Magic the Gathering has stepped into a little bit of sci-fi or not, but a little bit, it's mostly fantasy, right?
Mm-hmm.
As where Warhammer 40K is kind of hard science fiction, you know. So I don't know. Let me throw it to you, Doug. How do you feel about a 40K? I think Charlie Tango kind of sums up how I think I feel here.
All right. I only for Charlie Tango's comment there, wrong. Only in the sense that I can't afford that.
That only in a sense,
because
yeah,
I can imagine. Just think of the idea of you are a warlord instead of a planeswalker. You're a warlord of Chaos or the Imperium or Tau or whatever,
right?
The Xenos, and you can put your deck together. That's like freaking. Yeah, it actually sounds kind of cool to me. I'm just like, it's dangerous to think about.
It's dangerous to think. Could it draw you back into Magic?
No.
What would it be? I mean, obviously, orcs would be green. Chaos would be black.
I would hope that they would make it so that each faction has cards of each color.
Mm.
So, for example, the Imperium red cards would be Blood Angels or, what do you call it? Where they blast the planet for like Purgatus or something along those lines. The black stuff is, the Black Rage, for the Blood Angels or stealth characters or something like that. But here's my thing is I would only play, or I would only consider it, and I think it would only be good if it were entirely separate from any other Magic the Gathering product. You can't play it in regular Magic the Gathering. It is its own focus thing.
Yeah, because you don't want to
Charlie's probably right.
And a limited, right, where you're not. It doesn't go the way of like regular Magic the Gathering where it gets out of hand.
Right. Yeah.
When it keeps going like every 2 years, your cards you bought are no good. Right. You got to keep buying. Yeah. So I mean, I agree. I think I agree with you, Charlie Tango. It is a cash grab, but as you can tell by Doug's reaction, it's probably one that's going to work. Because as much as I think this is wrong, if you started showing me some cool Chaos cards and look at this, they have these cool special edition characters, and I'd be like, oh, trying to build a Nurgle deck? Yeah, I do. Yes, I do. I want to build a Nurgle deck. Yeah. So there you have it. It's happening, whether we like it or not. Whether it's going to get our money or not. God, I hate to say it, but if it's cool, I might get my money. I don't know. I don't want to buy back into Magic. Like I said,
like I said, I can't afford it right now, but
yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I just thought I'd throw that in there because I saw that and I'm like, this is.
I saw their tweet about it, and I forgot to go read the story beforehand.
Yeah. So we'll see how they do it. I'm not a big fan of Wizards of the Coast, but I do own quite a bit of product for theirs for not being a fan.
Yeah.
I'm just coming to realize how much when you're moving, you're realizing how much stuff I have.
Yeah. True.
So much stuff. All right, guys, that is going to about do it for us today. Wrap it up a little 5 minutes earlier or so.
Yeah.
Have Kirsten's take on these stories. She'll be back in next week.
And we have to go watch WandaVision. Come on.
Yeah, we do watch WandaVision. You have to do that. Everyone else has seen it besides us. I'm trying to avoid spoilers all day long.
Oh, yeah. I've pretty much had to stay off YouTube all day.
Yeah. Yeah, it's rough.
Even thumbnails, you're like, I don't want to see this.
No. All right, guys. Remember to check us out in 2 weeks. We are going to be at the PodVCon Spring Break Convention of podcasters.
Little Freudian slip there, Mike.
Yeah, a little. You know what we're doing. And we're going to be broadcasting live just like we normally do in the normal places. You don't have to go anywhere special, but it's going to be broadcast out to a far bigger audience at the convention there. Plus, there's a whole bunch of other awesome podcasters that are going to be there. So you can check out, it's your chance to check out a bunch of different podcasts all at once. We'll be on a regular time. It's going to be a special show because we're going to be celebrating our 1 million views. Our 4 years, 1 million view episode will be on the 12th of March. So, have some surprises, a little look back in the past 4 years and the stuff we've been doing and all the crazy videos we've made. And it'll just be a celebration. It'll be a lot of fun. So join us. And you want to help us get there sooner, be sure to check out some of our other videos to get us that 1 million view mark. We're almost there. We're, 9,000. We'll be there by the time that show rolls around in 2 weeks. We'll probably be there by the end of next week. But just a heads up, guys. So thank you and welcome to all you people that are listening in, all the new listeners out there on Spotify and Deezer. Thank you, and be sure to check out some of our videos come over YouTube at youtube.com/thegrizzledgeek. And we'll be back again next week, guys, with another wrap up of your nerd news for the week, guys. So thanks for joining us in the chat. Thanks for listening to us wherever you listen to your podcast. And if you want to support us and the channel and the things that we do here, help make it possible, Doug, how can they help us out?
Well, normally we would include 3 links to some of our Patreon and things like that. But instead of all that this week, check out that link to the GoFundMe for our friend Corban. Rather than throw us anything, just click on that GoFundMe, give what you can give, and help them out.
Yeah.
And then check next week, and we'll have our links back in there.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, guys. We'll see you then. Bye. Good night, Charlie Tango.